This week, good sports and good friends at Clarence Gardens Bowling Club. APL insights from the Director of Coaching. Howie's Hot Shots. Action and antics at Modbury. And get ready to get bowled over in retro.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to another episode of Bowls Exposed. Joined with Jess Alvaro.
Yes, happy to be back.
Jess elevated up into the seconds this week.
I did. I had a cracker of a game. As
well done.
Some of the people saw down at Brighton this week, and we knocked off the top team, so it was good for us.
Good work.
Yeah.
And Reece Taylor.
Absolutely, mate, and back from 3 weeks in Kalgoorlie. Great to be here, sitting next to you.
looking all the better for it.
Thanks very much.
Mate, this week we're filming from Clarence Gardens. Mate, what a venue. Retro 60s, looking good, feeling good. It's good to see the chairs are still standing up to it. There's a bit of a backstory to that one. And Dean Creswell, President, joins us on the set, as well as Pauline Herring.
Bowls SA also right in front of me, TJ, only last week, won the 2015 Leadership in Sports Award from the Good Sports organisation. So we'll be talking to our great president, Jackie Kelly from Bowls SA, and also Margie, Fahy from Good Sports as well.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, and also in the show we'll be heading up to Modbury to check out some pennants action and catching up with Adelaide Endurance Director of Coaching, Bushy to see what his thoughts were.
We're here at Modbury, so let's go talk to some of the players.
I'm on the committee as Assistant Treasurer. I play Premier League on Wednesday and Major League North on Saturday. The youth of the club that's been attracted here in recent years, and their ability, their bowls ability and their potential has strengthened the first and second sides to the extent where our sides are in Premier League and Major League, our top sides on Saturday and Wednesday.
Been bowling for 30 years now. I had a couple of years off when the kids were little, but yeah, been back into about 30 years. Yep.
Always here at Modbury?
And I had 2 years at Salisbury in the middle there, and they were great years. That was back when Ray Toomey and all were there, and yeah, great club. Enjoyed it, and but yeah, this is home.
And what do you like about the Modbury club?
It's a good group of blokes here and ladies, and it's a young club. So, and it's a good vibe, and I haven't had an interest in bowls for 5 or 6 years, but I really enjoy playing here, and it's got my enthusiasm back for playing bowls.
Did you get to watch the APL last week?
Yeah, certainly did.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I reckon Maxie Clining did himself no harm. He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's great to see. I was hoping they'd get lucky, but yeah, they were bowling extremely well too, and a bit of a bugger they finished second again. Yeah. I should be proud of themselves, though. They did really well.
Look, caters are both competitive bowlers and social and night owlers. It just caters for everybody, really.
And it's in a very good setting here. You wouldn't know you're in the metropolitan area here.
Here in particular, with the young ones, their families are welcome as well. They've got young wives and children, and they gather here on a Saturday afternoon after pennants and as families. And have a family environment here.
You get out here on a Friday and there'd be 30 or 40 people practising on the green, and that's what it's all about. Now, the way Modbury are going, they'll be, I believe, one of the stronger clubs in the next few years.
So have we had any dust-ups on the greens?
Oh no, you put me on the spot here. Nah, generally it's pretty laid back, and most fellas get on pretty well, but every now and then you get someone gets a bit uppity, and yeah, always adds to the fun of the day. But yeah, we're all over and have a beer afterwards, and it's all good.
Reece, some lovely footage of your club there, mate. Evidently the camera crew got there about 12 o'clock, mate, and the game was nearly over.
Yeah, surprising about that. Obviously what had happened is we started pennants early last Wednesday, the old 9:30 start. New heat rule this year that Bowls SA brought in, and I guess putting one of the hats on, I guess, and that's the match and program hat. I think it was fantastic to see all the games started at 9:30 before the heat of the day kicked in, and I think most of the games were finished by about 12:30 or 1 o'clock, which was great. You know, it bothers me a little bit. We lost 3 or 4 games last year due to extreme heat, and clubs on those sort of days may lose up to $2,000 worth of revenue. You know, if we look at bar and raffles and afternoon tea profits and things like that. So $2,000 a day is big money, particularly for small clubs. So to lose 4 games a year is unbelievable. So to play early like Wednesday, and I was talking to a couple of guys from Modbury, they finished 12:30. It was about 35 degrees still. Got off before the heat of the day and could just relax in the afternoon. What bothers me is the amount of complaints we're getting about this new heat policy, and I just don't get it. And the fact that unfortunately we can't win as to what the best heat policy is. So all I'd probably ask is that if anyone has got any concerns about the heat policy, you know, regarding the time of the day, I understand there's workers that work, but we're also playing Wednesday pennants, and you'd probably ask the question of how many workers do play Wednesday pennants. There might be a few, and we know we're not going to get it right for 100% of the members, but we've had a fair go this year, and I'm really happy with the 9:30 starts. And maybe that's something we could ask for feedback as well, is what do people think about the 9:30 start last Wednesday, and how they're going to go on Saturday mornings. No doubt it's going to happen after Christmas, but surely clubs rather have the games played than miss 3 or 4 games a year and lose up to $7,500 a year in revenue.
The women on Thursday, they started early, they played right through, and they're better for it. They'd rather do start early than miss a game, I know that. So
From Matchman Program's point of view, all we can ask is that if you've got any feedback, put it in writing, let us know so we can put it to action.
Bushy, how did you get into bowls? What's your history?
Look, I started bowls, it'd be this, I think, my 39th season. So I started watching the old man play at Christie's, and that sort of sucked me into playing, and I started playing pennants when I was 12, and I'm still doing it now. I think I retired in 2007, but sort of made a bit of a comeback to work with the guys, and it's been sensational fun, and I'm enjoying it more now than I probably ever have.
So tell us how you reckon the boys went last week.
Oh look, it was an awesome performance. You know, we're seeing there we're the team to beat. We've gone in there with 2 coming in bridesmaid twice. Very hard field to come in and do it third time or win third time, and the boys were sensational. We didn't get beaten by any of the top sides. You know, we played New Zealand off, who they finished top of the tree. Played them off. That was the only game we'd lost against them, and we held it till the last bowl. You can't say any more. The boys were sensational.
So Bushy, you've got to tell us, any strange things happen while you're away?
Yeah, well, we did actually arrive there on Thursday morning. We were bang on time, ready. You know, for the APL, you need to be there an hour before so you can have your little roll up and get prepped and be ready for the moment. We opened the boot. Thully says, "Where are my bowls?" They're back at the hotel. So Hainesy's done some of his best work. He had the bowls delivered 3 bowls into the start of the game. So a good point there is make sure you always check that you've got everything you need for the game. Thanks, Thully.
There's a new change in the APL about the mixed genders. Can you tell us about that?
If that's the case, you know, you've got to look at New Zealand. New Zealand have done it very successfully with Joe. So I think it's a good thing for the sport, good thing for bowls, and if you look at some of the talent that we've got in our ladies that are available to play with the boys, I think bring it on, because they'll certainly mix it very well with any of the teams we've seen.
We're here now with Pauline Herring from the Clarence Gardens Bowling Club. Pauline, good to see you again.
Same to you, Reece.
We're just talking before off camera about the 22nd National Past Presidents Friendship Carnival.
Yes.
It's coming up next year in April from the 13th to the 16th, I believe.
April, yes.
700 members in the club nationwide.
Right. No, this is in South Australia.
Fantastic. Tell us about it.
The National Friendship Carnival is held alternate years in different states, and this year, next year, in 2016, it will be the first open gender carnival. We've always had single gender, but it is an open gender carnival next year, and we'll be playing at all the southern clubs, and the visitors can go out on tours while the rest of us all play bowls.
Fantastic. Nothing like Bowls SA to be the first one for open gender once again.
So, leading the way yet again.
Fantastic. Pauline, we were just looking outside before, went for a walk, and Looked at the nice new artificial surface out there, and I'm just looking at the grass out here as well. Obviously, great things are happening at Clarence Gardens. What do the members think? It's rare. It's rare to see the clubs with one synthetic and one grass. Is there a preference?
Synthetic.
Synthetic?
Yes.
What's the reasons?
It rolls better.
Yep.
We can play 24/7.
Yep.
And I like it, but and the speed's more consistent than in the grass, and we don't have to wait for a greenkeeper to roll the greens.
Yeah, and from a cost point of view, I guess from a small club point of view, the cost for I presume water, and also greenkeepers costs.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Water's reduced by about 50%, and our greenkeeping costs by about 2/3, and that's just what we need for a small club.
Yep.
We've got members who like both. We've got members who like one or the other, but I think predominantly it's the synthetic, and it's the way I think we'll all have to go because of the cost of the water.
So, Pauline, look, it's really good here at the club. It's a good vibe, and you know it's great that you guys have modernised and you're giving the option. Plus, I guess, looking at the club's future. Yes. And that's something that we've spoken about here on Bowls, I suppose, numerous occasions about the future of our game and clubs putting themselves not only in a membership point of view, but also a financial strength. So it's good to see that they're making waves down here at Clarence Gardens.
Absolutely. Very easy club to get along with. I've known the guys here for quite a while, and I wish them all the best of luck. They're doing some really good things.
Lovely.
Yes.
Yep. Pauline, thanks for joining us today.
Good. Thank you.
Cheers. So that was a great interview. Thanks very much to Pauline. Hey, look, the Bowls Exposed team got out there onto the synthetic and caught up with Dean Creswell, the president, and also some of the thoughts and comments from the members.
Dean, tell us about your role here at Clarence Gardens.
Well, Albert, I'm the president of the club, and I work with a really good team, and we keep the club going, humming along. So, yeah, that's my role.
And what makes Clarence Gardens so fantastic?
I think it's because it's a small club mentality. You're not in a big club where people in the premiership teams don't know the players in the bottom teams and things like that. Everyone knows everyone, we all help, and we like that small club mentality.
And I heard you've had some change of the greens here. Can you explain that to us?
Again, sort of getting back to the sustainability of clubs of this size, we have to work in two areas. One is trying to bring as much finance into the club as we can through our functions, etc., and getting groups involved with the club, but also on the cost-cutting side of things. And the biggest costs that we find with bowling clubs are the greenkeeping costs, water costs, utility costs.
No, it's great. We've had it for about 2 years now. It took a little bit of getting used to, but it's consistent. You bowl the right line and then you get the results. You've got to be able to play on all turf and the likes, but no, I probably prefer this now.
It's a lot truer, I think. That would be my big assessment of it. It's a lot truer. If you put the bowl in the same place every time, it'll go in the same place.
Yeah, well, they're playing very truly, very susceptible to window, that's the only thing, whereas grass tends to hold it a little bit more.
Cost of running a grass green is most probably about, could be about $40,000 a year, plus your water on top of that, maybe 50 grand a year for a grass green.
Yeah, the carpet is playing quite well, yes, but fast. And that's what you've got to get used to, going from grass to synthetic, because grass can vary from where it was watered to match day. So there's a whole lot of change from club to club to club, which you have to adapt to as part of bowls. Yeah.
Our water bill currently is about $18,000 a year, and that's part of the reason for the synthetic green. And also, if we can reduce labour costs, like greenkeepers' fees, by having our volunteers vacuum and blow the greens and things like that, we're making cost savings there. And we're trying to get the local community coming in for meals. We have a chef now that comes on Thursday nights. But that's where I think other clubs can help the smaller clubs, because quite often they turn away people because they run out of room. But if they could refer them to a club like Clarence Gardens or Kernloch Gardens or Millswood or other clubs that need to build the night out programs, that's how we collaborate together a bit better. At the moment, the club is doing well as far as getting people in for private functions, corporate functions, etc. So in that sense, because of such lovely facilities, built for over 230 members at one stage, it does draw people to the club, and as you'll see when you go in the club rooms, it's very retro.
Love that.
and the young people, love it as much as us oldies, do. Yeah.
A couple of episodes ago, we showed some lovely footage from Prince Albert, the David Attenborough of Bowls Exposed up there. But what we didn't show you was Howie Edmonds. Howie Edmonds is his name, from the Blackwood Bowls Club, talking about amazing double kiss, and let's have a look at that now.
So Howie, first of all, would you like some nuts and berries? Good sustenance for any bowler. Now we hear you've done some amazing touches, is that correct?
Oh, last year, yeah.
Can you explain that?
Just lucky.
Just luck?
Yep.
No skill at all?
Oh, probably.
Yes. The humility of these creatures is astounding. Rather, very, very humble, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, he says it all.
Don't talk much.
You don't talk much at all?
No.
No. It's everything that... I've got to get my words right in a minute, but you just show it on the green, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yep.
Fantastic. A species of few words.
That's me.
Enjoy your nuts and berries.
How's that for a couple of perfect shots, guys? Look, thanks to Graham Morris for sending in that photo. And look, if you've got any other photos of either fantastic shots or something quirky happening in a bowling green, just once again post them on the Bowls Exposed Facebook page, and they may get a run in the next few episodes. So once again, thanks to Graham, and a couple of great shots there from Howie.
This Friday afternoon, Bowls SA will be launching their Get Bowled Over Junior program at various locations around South Australia. So the Get Bowled Over program has been specifically designed for under 18s and is a fun way to be active outside and to make new friends. Everyone is welcome to come and have a go, even if you haven't played before. They're putting on a barbecue and enjoy some nights for the under 18s. So head on to the Bowls SA website or contact Bowls SA.
Guys, got an email over the weekend from a couple of people, and one of the questions I've asked is about green speeds and whether there should be a minimum speed for greens. The question is, 1 week a 10 second green, and next week potentially on a synthetic 18, 19 seconds. What do you think? Should there be a minimum, and even should there be a maximum standard for green speeds?
Yeah, Reece, I think you're onto something there. I did speak about this last year in one of the episodes, that I do believe there must be a mandatory minimum speed on a green. The reality is that a lot of bowls, and if you look onto both all Henselite and Taylors and Aero, their bowls are designed to activate at a certain speed. So if you're dropping down to 10 seconds, I don't think there's many bowls rather than an old Maestro or a Dunlop that's actually going to turn on a 10-second green like an XG or a classic, even a Classic 2 would be. So yeah, and of course there's you can argue that there's too fast. You must be bowling out in the car park on asphalt. So yeah, I don't know, Jess, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I believe a good 14-second to 16-second green is pretty good. It is difficult to adjust when you've been out on a 10-second green and then play the next week on a very fast synthetic. So I do get where people are coming from. But I guess people that like at Payneham, you go out there, everybody dreads going out there, especially if you're not used to it. But the Payneham people go, well, we're used to it. So I guess it's something that you're going to get used to. And
they get used to playing on that sort of speed, and then they obviously have to adjust to playing on a 10 or 11-second green when they go to a grass club, particularly on a wet day, or and that's usually why greens are slow. It's nothing to do with the greenkeepers itself and them being poor greenkeepers. I think every greenkeeper in this state is an exceptional greenkeeper, but weather conditions sometimes obviously cause them some massive dramas. So yeah, look, it's an interesting one, and. Another one I also got was a phone call yesterday. I managed the state forwards, and someone asked me whether e-cigarettes are banned on the bowling green. The vapor cigarettes, and I can tell you, yes, they are. So just a bit of food for thought from yesterday was that it obviously raised its head, and I thought, why not? Let's bring it up today. So. For those of you who didn't know that, the vapor e-cigarettes are definitely part of the no smoking on the green policy.
So Reece, sorry to interrupt there, mate. We've jumped from green speed. So do the e-cigarettes slow the green down or speed them up?
Well, it just depends on how long you're out there for, mate, I guess. If you're having too many e-cigarettes, and it does, once it gets dark, as you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock, greens does slow down. So,
Sorry, you were saying before just quickly about the greenskeepers and the work that they do. Let's bear in mind too, the conditions, weather conditions, but also disease. You know, they don't plan for it. They do try and prevent it by spraying. So also a lot of things do affect those greens, which is probably why today, filming at Clarence Gardens, they speak so heavily about their new synthetic green.
Absolutely.
Also disease and birds. I know the birds, they like to get at the grass and pick out some holes. So.
I was at Ascot Park last Saturday night and there were some birds out on that green and we were there looking at them and they were damaging the green.
These birds, we're talking about fly.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I was off track there. For different birds. They still damage it nonetheless.
Correct. Yes. And look, last but not least, a bit of a plug to Greg Dalby from Salisbury, one of the best greenkeepers going around. Played at Salisbury on Friday night in one of the marquee games, and Greg had that green at 18 seconds for the start of the game. By the time we finished, by 10 o'clock, it was still a reasonable 13, 14 seconds, which is fantastic. So big shout out to Daubs. Love your work, mate, and yeah, it's a pleasure to play on some beautiful grass greens.
We're joined here today, and as we spoke about last week, we picked up an award, the 2015 Leadership in Sport Award by Good Sports. Joined here today with the manager of South Australia Northern Territory, Margie Fahy, and also our lovely president, Jackie Kelly. Tell me a little bit about the organisation and what you've done to help the clubs.
Sure. So the organisation is the Australian Drug Foundation. It's a national organisation, and our flagship community program is the Good Sports program, and that's run right across the country. And really that program is all about working through the sports clubs network, but primarily it's a large focus on reducing the harm caused by alcohol in the community. And we know that sports clubs are a great place to focus that attention for two reasons. And one is that sports clubs are a fantastic way of engaging with our members of the community and leaders within our communities. But we also know that sports clubs are where sometimes some of the risky alcohol drinking takes place. So bring those two ideas together, and sports clubs is a fantastic place for us to focus our work.
So Jackie, we were talking earlier just off camera, there's some other benefits that this award and this program can do.
Yes, there are. Actually, it really fits in very nicely with what we're doing, not only inside the clubhouse, but on the green as well, encouraging a duty of care to all people that come onto a bowls property.
Yep.
With all the smoking policies and heat. And with this one, we're encouraging social bowls as well as pennant club members to come into the club. And so you're going to get very young people coming along, especially to the social bowls, and we're showing responsible alcohol use, for want of a better word.
So you're saying you had about half the clubs on board. What do you think is one of the barriers stopping maybe that other half jumping on board?
So yeah, in South Australia, almost 50% of all bowls clubs right across metropolitan and regional areas have become part of the Good Sports program and are continuing to progress through the accreditation levels. I think some of the barriers, Jackie, we were talking before about the fact that clubs have actually put in a great effort to get on board with this program, and but part of the things that they need to do is RSA training, and that's people giving up some of their time to get that training, might be going out on a weeknight, but also I guess there's some embedded attitudes around what people want to do at their sports club with regards to alcohol. And sometimes it's just shifting some of those people that might be situated right at the centre of a sports club that really want things to stay the same. Yep. But we find that there's always someone that we can find to talk to in the club who knows just how to get the club on board and to get things moving.
So Jackie, one of the challenges that you've got obviously with clubs and these barriers is and keeping the clubs afloat. They always talk about functions in the club, which always then centres around alcohol. So do you think, Jackie, that, I mean, there's been fantastic work done by our clubs and it's a great honour to win this award. Moving forward past that, how do you think we're going to work with those clubs to realise that this is a good thing? It's not going to damage the longevity of the club. It's probably going to do more for it.
Well, I think that will happen with time. I don't know whether there's any clubs joining up recently, but every time there's training, you find, and I come from the country, that there are always people that will put their hand up for training if they haven't had it, and there's people that will put their hand up to go further in training. And I think it's something that will just gradually creep across the state. And I think for the clubs that have actually gone down this path, they realise the benefits. It's acting responsibly, which is what we encourage in all aspects of bowling.
Previous year winner was...
I can't tell you because I wasn't with the organisation
the NRL.
Year. Oh yeah,
the National Rugby League.
Yeah, and I did know that actually.
That goes to show that Bowls SA and it's, Bowls SA are playing in a I guess paddling in a big pond.
Yeah, that's true.
Mark's very proud of that and the team at Bowls SA, but he did give me a call today to emphasise that it's actually the great work of our clubs that got this cross line, not Bowls SA. So to the clubs out there, thumbs up, well done, and hopefully other clubs will jump on board and continue such a great program. Margie, thanks for coming in today and sharing that with us. I know that that the whole team and the wider bowls community are very proud of that award, and it's good to show that Bowls SA up there on the big stage at the MCG.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem, thanks for coming along. Well, that nearly wraps up another episode. We've got a YouTube channel. We've also got Bowls Exposed. Get on board, like the Facebook page. But look, great shout out to the great team here of Clarence Gardens Bowling Club that have allowed us to use their facilities today. And of course, we spoke with some of their key people and obviously got out there and got some of those footage from the game. So it's been a great day here at Clarence Gardens. Really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Next week, we feature on Port Noarlunga Bowls Club and some of the great work they've done there. Recent winners of the SA Club of the Year award. Also got Coach of the Year down there with Deanna Amos, who's coaching the US team and was done last week. And look, we're going to go and launch for the Get Bowled Over Junior program. So what a fantastic week coming up. It's going to be awesome, and we're going to look forward to it. So look, from all of us here on the Bowls Exposed panel, thanks for viewing.